Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Marvel Monday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I am presenting you with the Target exclusive Marvel Legends series Thor, Marvel's Ragnarok. Thank you for watching this video or any of my other videos that you may have run across, which I hope is all of them. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further. Or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And with all that said, let's get into it. To start things off, let's take a look at Ragnarok's packaging. And on the top we have the mighty Mjolnir in a circle. Legend series, nice big window on this deluxe packaging, showcasing the figure and accessories. Marvel, Thor, Marvel's Ragnarok. Warning, don't stick things in your pie hole that don't belong there. 4 and up assortment number and Hasbro print. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print. Made in China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, a barcode, and recycled stuff. On this side, nice artwork of Ragnarok. And on this side, same nice artwork of Ragnarok. And on the back, larger nice artwork of Ragnarok. Marvel Legends series, Marvel's Ragnarok. Using a lock of the missing Thor's hair, Tony Stark created a cybernetic doppelganger of the Thunder God called Ragnarok. This would prove disastrous when the cyborg betrayed the mighty Avengers. And there it is again in some other languages. Marvel print, small print. Achoo, don't stick things in your pie hole that don't belong there because it's small pieces. Attention, don't stick things in your French pie hole that don't belong there. And Hasbro print. That, my friends, does it for a look at the packaging. Now let's take a look at the figure and his accessories and handy dandy tweezers. Let's take a look. Here is his alternate head, and let's shed a little light on that, shall we? There we go. Which is, I believe, the same head sculpt from the 80th Thor. And the only real difference here is the eyes. They're like a red. I don't know if it comes off on the camera too well or not, but there, maybe that's a little better. But you can see them there. So red eyes on that. Now let's take a look at his alternate hand, which this is the same that came with 80th Thor. And then again, here's Mjolnir, which is again the same that came with the 80th anniversary Thor, which is fine because this is very nice Mjolnir. There's the inscription. So very nice. And then the main event, really. Sorry, Ragnarok. Of this set is the spinning Mjolnir. And you know, I'm surprised it's taken Hasbro this long to get one of these out. I mean, they, you know, other companies have had it for a while. And this one does. I don't know how the other ones do, but this one actually spins. So that's a pretty cool feature, I think. I don't know if you can really use that in a picture, but There it is. And it's got all these little clear swirlies in there. Each hammer has the inscription on it. I think it would have been nice had they not had each hammer in full color, but rather in some translucent. But, you know, at least we finally got one with a Marvel Legends. So I can see I think they'll reissue this again with future Thors and maybe change it up a bit. Let's take a look at Ragnarok himself. And, you know, I think that looks pretty cool. Half his face tore off, and you know, you can see all kind of robot junk down up under there. And that big red Terminator eye. And then the other eye is red, of course. And I don't know how well it shows up on the camera, but it looks like there's some little red flecks around the eye to make it look kind of like it's glowing, I guess. So that's kind of neat. And then the other new part is his robot hand. At least I'm assuming that it's new. I haven't seen this part before. Maybe it's a Winter Soldier hand, I don't know. Nice details on it. And it's in the same basic pose as this hand, so that as well is neat. All the rest of this dude is 80th Thor with just some slightly darker colors, at least here, and we'll look at it when we get to comparisons. I think here as well. Let's take a look at his articulation. And he looks up about that far. The hair kind of, you know, hinders that. And he can look down about that far. Again, the hair gets in the way. As far as the Exorcist, the head pops off. So how Exorcist-y is that? And while we got the head off, you can see it's on the traditional hinge and ball. So, yeah. Head keeps popping off when I try to do the full Exorcist, so he gets a little bit of look that way and a little bit of look that way, and that's about it because of the hair. Otherwise the head pops off. Nice rubbery plastic for the feathers there. The cape, well, that's a plastic cape. That's about all I can say about it. I mean, it looks nice. At the shoulder, can do a full 360 degree rotation. And got some plastic hair under his arm. Oh, you're going through puberty there, are you, Thor? So, arm can go up that high. Cut at the upper bicep gives you a full 360 degree rotation. Double hinge pinned elbow gives you that much. This was your chance to change this up, Hasbro. Full 360 degree rotation at the wrist, on and in and out hinge. And up and down hinge with his hammer hand. So he can knock in some nails. And this piece right here is a separate piece and it's loose. And that's on both sides. Looks like he has like a dumbbell maybe for mid-torso. He can crunch forward that far. Bends back about that far. It's pretty tight, but it will give you some hula action there. And it will give you a full 360 degree rotation if you fight with it, which you really don't need to because he does have a 360 degree rotation at the waist. Now as far as his legs go, he'll give you that much of the splits. Kicks forward that far. Kicks back not much at all. Cut at the upper thigh for 360 degree rotation. Double hinge pinned knee. And it gives you about that much bend. And it is really soft. Cut here at the upper shin for, I guess you could call it a boot cut, even though it's not at the top of the boot, but there it is. Ankles tilt down that far, tilt up that far, and forward facing pin for rocker. And that, my friends, is a look at Ragnarok and his accessories. Now it's time for my favorite part of a review: comparisons. And let's start things off. And because they're not doing a 20th anniversary Thor, at least I haven't heard of any rumors of them doing 20th anniversary Thor. We're going to try to treat this one kind of like a 20th anniversary Thor with the comparisons. And I went and dug out all my at least comic book Thors, or Thor powered ish people. And here we have the original, I think, Series 3 Toy Biz Thor, or Schwarzenegger Thor, as I like to call him, because the face really is Arnold looking. And then, I don't remember which series this Toy Biz Thor came from, but it was the last one. It was the Giant Man Build-A-Figure, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'm sure someone will let me know. But this one's much more comic book looking. And still, you know, as far as his looks, he holds up pretty well. Very slender Kirby-like Thor, in my opinion. And our last Toy Biz figure, well, technically not Thor, is Beta Ray Bill, and he was also able to wield Mjolnir. And again, this is the Toy Biz one. And, you know, this is the version of Beta Ray Bill that I prefer, the Simonson version. I think this is much more cool looking than the more modern version, which we'll look at later. And now the rest of them are all going to be Hasbro figures. Here is Thor as he appeared, I want to say it was during the Straczynski run, the Michael J. Straczynski run on Thor. And stand up, man. So as you can see, it's a much different take on the character. And next up, we have what they want us to call Mighty Thor, but all Thors are Mighty Thor. So here we have the Jane Foster Thor. And I forget which series this was from. I want to say it was the Build-A-Odin wave. But rather nice looking figure overall. And out of that same wave, which again I believe was the Build-A-Odin wave, I could be wrong, but here is Odinson as he was when Jane Foster was Thor. So and here is the more modern Beta Ray Bill, a much simpler looking figure, Stormbreaker's handle is much longer, which makes sense since half of it is an axe. But not a bad looking figure. Again, I just prefer that more Simonson look. And I hope at some point they do a Thor wave with a Simonson Build-A-Figure Beta Ray Bill. That would be awesome, because I always feel like he was much bigger. Maybe not like Ursa Major bigger, but he was bigger than the other characters. And then last but not least, here we have the 80th Thor. And you can see the boot colors are different. Dadgummit, Thor. The belts are different. Colors, anyway. And then I thought the blues might be a darker shade on Ragnarok, but they're not. And the reds seem to be... well, in this lighting, it looks like Thor has a darker red cape. But that may not be the case. Without looking through the camera, they look the same to me. So, and then with the 80th Thor, like I said, here I think this is the same head, and it may actually be different. It does appear to be different. So, I do stand corrected. It does appear to be, well, no. It's paler looking. The Ragnarok one is paler looking. And so some different details stand out than on the lighter colored one. I mean the darker colored one, which is Thor. And then I've heard a lot of people say, you know, talking about this, a crack in the helmet. I'm not even sure that's a crack in the helmet. It may be a defect in the mold, because as you see here, or it may just be a defect with the plastic when they're making it. I'm not sure. But as you can see, 80th Thor also, while not the same, does share a similar looking defect. But then on the Ragnarok head, it really doesn't have that, except for, you can kind of see it right here, but it looks like enough paint on it, and it really, it's hard to see, or it might just be a little paint slop. It's almost like the belt colors are reversed. Well, I could be wrong. It looks like this is the color of the buckle on 80th Thor, and the belt color is the buckle color on this one. So, and then of course there's a close-up view of the boots or leg wraps or whatever you want to call them. Somebody toilet papered my legs. And of course you can see mine has a paint slop or scratcher. I'm not sure what that is. And then of course Thor has the gold buckles on his feet, and Ragnarok does not. Well, that, my friends, is most of the comparisons. We still have a few as far as how they compare up with other lines, except for our final Marvel Legends comparison and making his cameo appearance. Here we have Stan the Man Lee. From Star Wars The Black Series, we have the Archive Edition 501st Clone Trooper. From G.I. Joe Classified Series, we have the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. And for a 7-inch comparison, I'll change things up a little bit. we're going to compare him with Mattel's Masters of the Universe Revelation Faker. You know, because they're both robots. I'm sure you got it. I didn't need to explain it. But just in case that wasn't enough 7-inch comparison, here we also have from McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse line, 3 Jokers, the Joker, the Clown. And that, my friends, completes our look at comparisons. For final thoughts on the Target exclusive Thor Marvel Legends series Ragnarok, you know, the main draw for this figure is really the spinny Mjolnir. But the figure itself isn't bad, especially if you missed out on that 80th Thor. You know, you can put this head on it and kind of fake it, I guess, if you wanted to. Or there are decals for the eyes, I understand, you can use. But, you know, I mean, I really like the robot looking part of the face. That's really cool. Robot hands are cool. Robot Thors, apparently, the Avengers found out, aren't so cool. And that does it for the review, my friends. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just help the channel out further, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.